What's up, guys? Brick Duo back here today with another LEGO set review. Today we have LEGO set 10186. This one has to be the UCS General Grievous set. An awesome set. I will say, I'm sorry about the box. When I first got this set, I opened it up pretty poorly. I think it was one of those ones that had thumb tabs or something like that. And I just completely wrecked it, but it's alright. I actually got the set on sale. I don't remember exactly what I paid for it, but I'm pretty sure the set retailed for $90 or so, and I definitely got it for around $60 or so. So this is one of those UCS sets that went on sale. And I will say this box size is kind of interesting because we're kind of used to the normal UCS box sizes now, but this box, you can tell that it is very thin box, probably only like 3 inches wide, maybe 2.5 inches wide. Kind of interesting. Here's the back of the box. Kind of shows you what the figure does. Pretty cool. I always liked how this one had a really solid stand. You're able to spin it. Like I said earlier, me and B-Bricks are both a big fan of having a really awesome display piece, and this one does an awesome job of that. So let's go ahead and get into the actual set. Alright guys, here we have the actual General Grievous set. Sorry it's a little bit dusty. It's been sitting on my shelf for a couple years now. Did my best to clean it. It looks alright. So let's go ahead and just take a look at the thing overall. Really awesome set. I love the size of it. I'm not sure the exact height of it, but I have to say it's probably 16 inches high. Pretty awesome. I'm also a fan of, like I was saying earlier, the stand. It can spin like that. And a lot of this is actually Technic build, which is a little bit interesting. Not a ton of UCS sets are Technic built. So that's always an interesting build. I am personally a fan of Technic, but I know a lot of people aren't. So if you're not a fan of Technic, I maybe wouldn't I wouldn't get this set if I were you. But the set does have some issues. One of them I kind of forgot about when I was taking the set off from the shelf, but it just has some horrible stability issues. Like, you can basically just push this thing back and forth, and this is all just some room it has, just a little bit of play it has between the Technic connections. So you kind of have to get it in a spot you want and just try to keep it there. I kind of have it on a high up shelf, and I just kind of have it angled down a little bit. It looks pretty cool. But I also think, since I've had it on my shelf for so long, I kind of noticed that it seemed like it was leaning more than it should have, probably because it was just holding a lot of weight. But the base does a good job of holding that down. So let's get into some of my favorite parts of this set, and it's got to be the lightsabers. I remember I was so excited to get this set just to be able to build these lightsabers, because, I don't know, you don't have brick-built lightsabers very often, and I'm a huge fan of the blue and green colored lightsabers, and they did an awesome job of making these look cool. It basically uses a flexi rod in the middle, and then you go ahead and stack all the little 1x1 cylinders on, the translucent cylinders, and it does a really good job of looking like a lightsaber. They also all have hilts, and they go in his hand, and I think part of the cool part of this set is just trying to display it in a way that, that looks good, and something from maybe like the Lego Star Wars video game, or even from Episode 3. Just display them in a menacing way. You can also remove 2 of the hands if you just want to have 2 General Grievous arms. I know that in Episode 3 he takes out his 2 other arms, so if you only want the 2, you can always have that. Also inside the set, pretty awesome. It's kind of hard to see, but you can see all of his organs and things like that. Always thought that was interesting. It uses like a little I guess you would call that a headpiece, not a headpiece, but a hood for a minifigure, and it gives it the look of his organs on the inside. So, moving up toward his head, I'm a huge fan of these piping pieces that Lego uses sometimes. I just think they look so awesome and makes it look like a technical piece. I think the best looking part of this set is the face, and if you mess up the face of, we've seen this with some of the newer, buildable figures and stuff like that, especially that Yoda set that came out, kind of messed up at face, kind of throws everything off. They did an awesome job with his face. It could be hard to see, but he actually has the green eyes with a little bit of maroon on the outside, and that's exactly what he looked like in the movie. I think that's a really cool touch Lego did, paying attention to detail. Now, I don't think this set goes for a ton on eBay, so if you were looking to get a UCS set that's a little bit older, that's not super expensive, which it seems like they almost all are now, this is a great one to get. And I'm a huge fan of this set. Like I said, the stability issues are a little bit of a problem for me, because I know I could go in there and just fix the stability problems just by adding a couple pieces, and it kind of makes me think, hey, why didn't Lego just add a couple more Technic connections here to make it a little bit more stable? You can also see a little bit more of the Technic beams that I like to see. You can see these pivot pieces right here. It's just really obvious that it's the pivot pieces, and anyone that's into Lego, it's like, yeah, that's a pivot piece, and it looks kind of awkward right there by his hips. But I think the upper body looks awesome. I love how they basically did the feet onto the stand, so you're not even building it onto General Grievous himself. You pretty much build all these bricks on top of the stand, but when you're all done, it looks like General Grievous is just gripping the stand. I think that's an awesome thing they did there. So I'd have to say that this is a great UCS set for the price. Now, if this set went for a couple $100, no way it'd be worth it. It just is not. It's not as big or as grand as some of the other UCS sets, but it does a great job of showing an awesome character in the prequels of the Star Wars trilogy. General Grievous is probably some of people's favorite character from Star Wars Episode 3, and LEGO did a pretty awesome job of doing their best to show everyone what it looked like. Thanks, guys. Brick Duo, signing out.